Create the fear of losing you. A man called Ed knew that people tend to value things more when they're afraid of losing them, so he started to give people a bit of space. He wasn't always available. It made his friends wonder why. He also balanced his time between different parts of his life, like his work, hobbies, and personal growth. This showed everyone that he had a life beyond just waiting for them. People couldn't be completely sure if they still had the same place in his life, and that uncertainty made them more interested in having him around. Avoid being always available. Being too available all the time can lead to people taking you for granted. Ed needed to prioritize himself. He decided to set boundaries and show that his time was valuable. This way, people would appreciate his presence more, and they wouldn't assume he's always available. It's like having a cool toy that you don't share with everyone all the time. People will want to play with it even more. Ed wanted his relationships to be based on respect and appreciation, not just convenience. Maintain some mystery. It's good to keep a little mystery about yourself. It's not about being secretive, but more like holding back some details to make things interesting. Imagine you're reading a book and the author doesn't tell you everything right away. You keep reading because you want to know more. So Ed decided not to share everything about himself all at once. When people asked about his hobbies or experiences, he answered without giving away all the details. This made others curious and excited to learn more about him over time. Allow them to invest in you. Ed realized if he let his friends put in some effort to spend time with him, they would see him as more valuable. People value what they work for. Giving people a little challenge can make them appreciate you even more. He didn't always say yes when they wanted to hang out. This made them see that his time was valuable and that he wasn't always available. As time went on, they began to make more effort to spend time with him. They realized he was worth the extra work, and their friendship became even stronger. Prioritize your needs. It wasn't about being selfish, it was about taking care of himself. Ed realized that he couldn't expect others to see how great he was if he didn't see it himself. So, Ed made a promise to himself to always come first in his own life. You can't expect others to see your value if you don't see it yourself. So, Ed decided to make himself more valuable. By taking care of his happiness and well-being, Ed became more attractive to others. People are drawn to those who are confident and feel good about themselves. Don't make them the center of your life. By not making others the sole center of his life, Ed intended to send a powerful message that he wasn't desperate for their attention. He aimed to make people realize that he had his own life, interests, and aspirations that existed beyond the scope of their relationship. When you make someone your top priority, it's like giving them a lot of power. This can lead to them not appreciating your efforts or even taking advantage of you. They might treat you unfairly or ask too much of you. Stop initiating communication all the time. When Ed always started conversations with his friends, they sometimes took him for granted. They got used to him being the one to reach out, and they didn't make any effort. So he decided to take a step back. He didn't stop talking to them completely, but he wanted to create a more balanced dynamic. He wanted them to make an effort. The idea was to have a relationship where both sides showed they cared. It was about making sure everyone played a part in keeping the friendship strong. Create your own happiness. Ed knew that he shouldn't rely on others to make him happy. Depending on others for happiness could lead to disappointment and feeling dependent. So, he decided to make his own happiness. Ed found activities that made him happy, like hobbies and personal goals, and he focused on those. He realized that happiness comes from within and radiates positivity, making him more appealing to others. Be willing to walk away. Ed realized that by being willing to walk away from situations or relationships where he wasn't valued, he showed he wouldn't settle for less than he deserved. It's like setting a standard for how you want to be treated. Ed believed this could lead to healthier, more respectful relationships, where people who genuinely cared about him would make an effort to keep him in their lives.